Welcome back to the channel. Now, we have finally gotten to episode 8 of the Jerrod Carmichael Show. Now, I am in my feels about the end of this episode, but we will get to that later. I need you guys to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will know when all my videos drop. And we're on our road to 3,000. And so I've been recapping this show, all the episodes consistently. And so this one really showed to me that we are all Jerrod. We're all trying to heal. Healing is messy. Healing is not linear. And at times, no one wants to see the harder parts of healing, the raw parts of healing. And I think in some ways, these episodes were a raw live journal. A live look at him healing in the eyes of the public. And I know at times it was messy. Healing is messy. And if you fall into some rhetoric might say that you will eventually get to the end point of your healing journey. I think that's more of a white feminist perspective. But if you look at healing in general, we're all healing. We're all on a journey. And I'm not quite sure if I believe you ever get to a point where you're not healing. Because healing to me is also about growth. And we're all trying to grow, hopefully, become better people, better parts of ourselves. And so we are in the midst of this episode, which to me all made sense. It started with Cynthia. It ended with Cynthia. And so you get to see in the first couple minutes the home videos, okay? And it's interesting to see the dichotomy between where their relationship was before he came out the closet, where it is when these episodes were filmed, and once it was done 5 months later. I love that because I've said so many times throughout my recaps, I want to know what happened afterwards. Was it too raw? Did it bring about healing? Did it make them estranged even worse? But we get to that later. Now, okay, Cynthia travels to New York. And it's interesting to see how, once again, when she gets off the flight, she's happy. Her affect really does change when Jerrod brings up his friend in her eyes. Notice that Black mamas always say, your little friend. Your little friend. I'm not one of your little friends. Is your little friend coming over for dinner? For her, she did not get comfortable with saying that he was his boyfriend. That was too hard for her. And I feel like throughout these episodes, I have seen, learned, witnessed in my work that I do personally and the work that I do even like as a therapist and the work that I do that I've seen here, people just want to be accepted. They want connection. They want that unconditional love, that support. And I think throughout these episodes, that is what Jerrod has been wanting, is his mother to just see him, to be seen, to be loved. And at times, he pushed, maybe in a way that was not reading the room. Some of the comments, I love you so much that I'm going to have relations with my boyfriend tonight. Maybe some of those things were a little bit much. Okay? I wouldn't recommend that as a therapist, but we are here now. Okay? So it's interesting how, to me, religion at times can be very black and white. Either you are following what God says or you are not. There is no gray. And we see how they travel to church together. And every time that Mike is around, she's like, her face just like, and there's just awkward silence. Okay, and then as the episode goes on, we see her having this conversation with, I think the pastor at the church he was attending, Jerrod was attending. And you see how I think at times the pastor says something that's like, interesting. She still fights it. She still fights it. And then Jerrod's like, let's go to therapy. And that for me was a turning point. Okay? It's hard enough to get our Black elders to believe in mental health, that you're not crazy, that you're going to therapy because you want to, not because you're thinking about, not being here no more. Not because you're depressed. Sometimes you just need somebody else to talk to. So when she agreed, I was like, she wants this to work, but she's stubborn. She's stuck in her ways. She wants it her way. She wants control. Okay? But she's able to, I love my son. I do love him. I do miss having him in my life more. So let's do the therapy, but no more than 90 minutes now. You're going to get me on that couch, but that's about it. You see how And this is what I love about people who don't really believe in therapy or who don't go to therapy. How? I love this. When they come in and they're sitting on the edge of the couch, they're skeptical, they're looking around the room, they don't want to be there. And then through my magic, you want to come back. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that Cynthia came back, but you saw her relinquish that tough exterior. You saw her become vulnerable, be open. It's very interesting that I feel like almost every other episode there's a different therapist. I want to know what y'all think about there always been a different therapist. Can the continuum of work really work with him having all these different people involved in the process? Or does it really matter to have multiple therapists? Okay, let me know in the comments. But she misses her son. She wants things to work. Okay, I think she's having a crisis about what God says, what I believe, and the life that my son is living. How do these things all come together? In her eyes, they have always been so separate, but I think through doing some inner work, some self-reflecting, maybe some acceptance that Mike ain't going nowhere, but I want my son in my life, things come together. And that for me was so powerful to see at the end. The things that he was saying, some of it was healthy, but then some of it was not. It's good that he has found what he has been looking for from his mother. It's hard for me to say this in Mike, but at the same time, I feel like at times I can breed codependency in a relationship and can make it very unhealthy. The things that you're looking for in your partner, you should not be trying to get from, the things you're looking for from a parent, you should not be trying to get from a partner. I get that a partner can make up the difference and provide you with those things, but there's a part of me that's just like, oh my God, that's not healthy. But he's happy and he's found comfort. He's found solace. He's found acceptance and that unconditional love. But I hope it does not get to a point where it's like a lot of codependency and things like that. So it was good to see just like the metaphor for me of being that water. I use a lot of water metaphors in my work with my clients. Just how people are constantly having to swim in their life, but sometimes it's okay to float. You don't always have to be searching for a buoy, something to hang on to, something to always be swimming against the current. Sometimes it's okay to just float in the water and let the current just let your body feel the waves, the weightlessness, feel the breath in your body. So it was interesting that pool scene. For me, it was full circle because I love doing a lot of work related to metaphors and themes of water in the work that I do with clients. So I'm still a little bit, I don't know about that, Jerrod, okay? Getting what you need from your parents and your partner, I don't know about that, okay? But I love the 5-month update. That last scene of the mother and the son in the kitchen conversating. You have not seen Cynthia have a conversation with Mike one-on-one this whole season. That is what I've been dying to see, is her just having a one-on-one conversation to get to know him as a person outside of him being a gay white man. That's what I want to see. And I think we finally kind of got that in the kitchen scene at the very end. I was just like, oh my God, look at the healing. It's happening. It's happening. She let him in. She put down her guard. She stopped separating religion, my son, in this relationship and who I am as a person, and saw that they all can coexist. Okay? Now, there's a lot of healing still left to be done here. I'm hoping that there's a lot of self-work to be done on each of their parts, Mike's, Cynthia's, Jerrod's. But really, it was kind of a full circle moment at the end that I think he got what he was really looking for. And as much as people have disagreed with how raw this was, everything being in front of us on the cameras, it was healing. And at the end of the day, I think that's what really matters, that he was able to heal, get what he needed, feel loved, and have his mother back in his life. So we have come to the end. I want to know your thoughts. What do you think? We can get into it. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. My heart is just like, as a therapist, so full. All right. Bye.